What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Fiction.
This is Pulp Fiction eSports, and your ass better listen.
My fight money!
Alright, welcome to this week. First of all, I want to shout out my boy Kurt out in Minnesota. His crippled ass is sitting down after his ankle surgery for like 6 months now. So he has nothing else to do but to listen to our lovely voices and get killed by the Predator in Ghost Recon.
Yeah, shout out to him, man.
So
Appreciate the support.
get well soon and shovel snow and hunt bears, whatever the fuck y'all do out there nowadays.
Oh man.
Yeah, so right, first and foremost, or second and foremost now after that, so there's a whole lot going on in the FGC regarding teams and free agents, and I don't entirely understand what's next.
Well,
Splyce just dropped out of the FGC, which we were gonna get into, and Punk is a free agent now, and still one of the other pretty much the best player in America, Knuckle Dude, he's also a free agent.
yeah. Well, for in terms of Splyce, it only makes sense because why are they gonna sponsor a dead game? Unfortunately, the two people that they had in the team were Marvel players, and Marvel isn't even main game at Evo, so that's why they like. You know what? This is a good time for us to exit, and people can't get mad.
It's like, because when I heard they were dropping out, I'm like, well, why are they leaving? Because it's not the first time a sponsor or team just left the FGC, but they gave an actual reason why. And I watched the guy's video, and it just felt like it was just full of shit. Like the reasonings that he were saying, and I'm just like, you could have literally just said the game that we have players for is struggling, so we're going to move on.
Well, personally, I didn't watch that video, so I can't say
Like,
whether his stuff was sounded a little phallus or a
like
little too PR.
to sum up from the parts I remember, the thing that really stuck out to me was that he was one of the main points was about like branding, because he talked about this for a while. He was like, the problem with having players in the FGC or singles competitors are, it's like, they play a lot of games, so we don't, are we just an FGC team? Like, are we a Marvel team? Are we a Street Fighter team? And I'm just like, that sounds stupid, because you don't have that problem at Echo Fox, and they have probably the most, well, between their two main sources of out of the FGC, they have like one of the most diverse teams. They have Street Fighter and Injustice, and now Dragon Ball due to Sonic Fox.
Exactly.
Like they're not branded as like Echo Fox Fighting. It's like, Echo Fox has Echo Fox LOL, and Echo Fox COD, and then they have Echo Fox Gears, and they just have Echo Fox because that makes sense. It's not like,
even if you want to say Echo Fox FGC, so what? That shouldn't be a reason why you leave. And the other point where he was saying, "Oh, a competitive 1v1 type situation. Why do people are sponsoring StarCraft then?
yeah, exactly, right?
That is literally a one-on-one game. What about Hearthstone? Like there's other multiple one-on-one games that it doesn't make sense for you to say some outlandish thing like that. Like I stated when we were first talking about it, Marvel dead. That's the reason why they dropped out. Plain and simple.
Mm-hmm. That's all they had to
The re-
say. That our game, like, especially when you are a an organization like putting money into a scene or whatever. Like, why is it such a bad thing to call out the actual problem? Like, well, our game that we have players for that we support is not being represented properly in our opinion, so we're going to drop out of the scene.
Well,
Like,
I think it also had to do with is that they play. Like I know who was it? F Champ. He plays Street Fighter as well. So why wouldn't you just sponsor him for Street Fighter? That's probably what people were gonna go back at, and they didn't want to have that, so they try to use that BS branding as we're just gonna leave.
yeah, like I don't see why you just leave like the entire community like it just seemed like so backwards. But then
Yeah, but that's
you got I don't know, like it's a weird community as far as esports goes because you got teams that are like just thriving, and then you have like EG, which is just Chris G and like some Smash players now, from what I know. Like I don't know.
and Ricky Ortiz, who doesn't compete no more.
Yeah, so it's like like I don't even know what's going on like with these teams in the FGC.
I I think people don't understand how to invest properly in the FGC because if you think about it, a lot of the tournaments that they send their players to don't have really high prize pools, so they're basically dishing out all this money for a chance for them to win. And right now, you got Sonic Fox winning everything except Street Fighter. So you send somebody out for even, let's say, the example Marvel, and Sonic Fox decides to play Marvel because he was playing it when it first came out. But since Dragon Ball came out, that pretty much stopped him from doing that.
Right.
Um, you do you keep investing if you're not making any money because this prize pot is only split what first, second, third, 70, 20, 10.
Mhm.
So if it's only $1,000 prize pot, your second place person's only making the X amount of dollars. Was it 200? And that's not even going to your pocket.
Right.
And I don't feel like, I guess also with in terms of branding or whatever, I don't think people bought Splyce products because FChamp was sponsored by Splyce.
Yeah.
Only reason why I think Echo Fox is successful in the FGC is because of Rick Fox, just the way the brand is in general. It's not just an FGC sponsor.
Right.
Like, oh, he actually is very actively involved in all aspects of gaming. So then people are like, oh shit, I want an Echo Fox jersey or at least a hat or
Right.
something because I want to support this guy. And you see this guy actually, I mean, Rick Fox actually caring. That's my take on it. So that's why you see some random orgs that nobody ever heard of, is because the startup orgs, you know,
Mhm.
that want to be successful, but they don't got deep pockets, so they can't be like other orgs. But the ones with deep pockets is actually gonna be sucked out because of the black hole of the FGC currently. Maybe if it levels up and they have higher prize pools, and maybe top 32 gets paid out or something, you know.
Well, I think it's a whole lot of things because like I don't know what the FGC contracts look like, but as we know in other games, you're winning, part of your winnings go to your org or whatever. So
Hmm.
it's like, well, where else are they getting money from you from if you're not selling anything? Like
Exactly.
from the point of you're not doing affiliate stuff and just selling stuff for like Echo Fox, right? Like, well, how else is Echo Fox getting money from you if they don't touch your prize pool or you're not, winning anything? Like, well, probably from streaming, right? But a lot of these guys, they don't even stream, so
Yeah.
like where's the value coming from? Or it might just be they're not topping at all because I don't know. Some teams and sponsors may just need that exposure so that their investors can see that they're not wasting money on this. Like what was it? Like in like with the 100 Thieves. Like if 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 Nadeshot wasn't making money off of everything that they did, maybe he's only making money from what was that Quicken Loans?
Yeah,
Maybe he only makes money from Quicken Loans if people are seeing Quicken Loans. So, if his team does bad or nobody's generating money for him, as long as he is continuously getting this exposure for Quicken Loans, then maybe he still can, go plus from that.
yeah,
And it might just be that for everybody else, in the FGC, since it's less money.
exactly. Like I feel like I don't know again what an FGC contract looks like, but I feel like the FGC contract is you get paid X amount of dollars per month, plus like I guess the pro tour events, whatever. Say you're a sponsored Street Fighter player, so all the CPT point events, you're being flown out to hotel, whatnot, but you have to perform, and it just if you don't perform, I guess you still make your salary, but they're not making money off you because you're not helping expose the org.
Yep.
It's also the way the FGC is too, though. You know, in
Yeah.
general,
Yeah.
it's just it's not like oh, you got favorite players and everybody knows each other, but it's just like not. You still see the recently it hasn't happened. Recently, there's been different people for Street Fighter winning, but usually it's always the same people winning and whatnot.
So well, I mean, just a lot of the culture in it really like changed since like I got into it, and it's in this like awkward place now. Like when I started playing, it was like the end of the arcade, like not necessarily the end of the arcade era, but it was like when it was like the end half of that, it was closing down, and arcade era was like super aggressive. Everybody was just you know just angry at each other, and it was super competitive. And now it's in a place where uh, everybody's nicer
Yeah,
because we live in like the super PC society, and,
exactly.
and like there's no more rivalries anymore. Like F Champ, like I will watch stuff because F Champ was like beefing with somebody. Like I was watching Marvel just to see the first attendance play out, and then we don't have that stuff anymore. And now we got in this place where everybody the FGC is so cliquish. Like everybody just hangs out with their clique, and if you're not part of the club, they don't want to talk to you. And when I was playing Street Fighter 4, I felt like that. Like you can't just go up to like Justin Wong at a tournament and just start playing, or like Chris G, because they were always like just playing with their group of friends. It's like mind you, I don't
Yeah,
know, I don't know them personally, so it could have been the case, they just really open to play with everybody, but that's what it seemed like from my observation. Like they were just always like in their corner, just the top player circle, and you can't get in there unless you know somebody. And
yeah. Like I said,
like I don't even like I don't even follow a lot of pros or top players. Like I know K Brad, so I'm always talking to him and on his stream whenever I get a chance. Like I really like Alex Myers. First it was like, oh, he plays a Korean 4, I'm gonna follow this guy. But now he does like he does sub appreciation day like every week, and like he plays with the
yeah,
subs and gives them tips and stuff. Like every time I talk to him on like Twitter, he always responds. It's stuff like that will help um just your community grow in general, because just being accessible just to just shoot your shit is like, oh, I can talk to this pro about whatever, and he talks back, or he'll give me tips if I need help with this, because that helped me in when I first started playing. I got in the forums and was talking to players like, hey, I need help. That's how I met a lot of people in FGC and found out that
Mm.
we are in the same friend circles in real life.
Yeah.
But a lot more of that will help, them grow their own personal brand. Because now I'm just like, oh look, I'm gonna just support the shit out of Temple Storm because Alex Myers is on their team and he's mad cool. So if I get money to go and I'm like, hey, I want to buy a jersey, I might go buy a Temple Storm jersey just because that happened.
Yeah.
And without like those like ambassadors, it's really hard to support other brands. Like I probably I probably would care less about Echo Fox if Rick Fox wasn't like the face of Echo Fox. Like
Exactly.
you said earlier, like if it was just like if he was just behind the scenes and we had to go by the players. I mean, they're alright, but
They're not Rick Fox.
right?
Let's put that out there right now.
Like I feel like
We fucks with you, Sonic Fox. You're not Rick Fox, all
like
right?
I feel like as a gamer, I feel like fucking I have a bigger connection to Rick Fox than anybody else on Echo Fox.
Yeah,
Like I feel like he has the same passion about esports as I do, and they don't.
exactly. And then bringing around full circle, we were talking about Punk and Knuckle Do. Well, Punk leaving Panda Global.
Yeah.
I'm. I guess that's the move he had to make because he he went over their salary cap. I guess they can't afford to keep him, and now both him and Do are free agents. Which I thought Optic was picking up Do, but I guess maybe something fell through. Maybe they didn't like the fact that he posted that picture. Who knows why it didn't happen, or maybe they're not going to reveal it until the first CPT event.
All right.
Who knows? But all we know is right now he's technically a free agent. I feel like Punk has a few options. Um he could go to Team Liquid, could pay him. Even Evo Geniuses if he really wanted to. You know, there's a few options on the table that have money in NA besides Echo Fox.
It's like, well, I mean, like personally, if like if the money is an issue, they would probably be free agents forever because like if it was up to me, I wouldn't pick them up for whatever they were asking because it's like, yeah, you may be the best here, but internationally you just get wrecked. So, well, not necessarily Knuckle Dude because he seems to perform every time he has to,
Yeah,
but as we always say, like I don't care what Punk has done recently. He still lost. He still lost Capcom Cup badly. Like
he was bottom 32. Like
first match of the day against the guy who made it in the last chance qualifier and got
who has
wrecked.
zero Capcom Pro points.
It's like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it was, because of course you can say, well, it was Nemo and Nemo was really good and he almost won. But that's beside the fact. Like you're supposed to be the best player, period, and you got
Exactly.
wrecked like the first match of the day.
Especially when you had 300 plus points over
Three,
the next person.
300 whole points.
That ain't no small feat, my friend.
Like, come on, man. Like, I don't like. I would love to have seen what would have happened if Du played, because I really can't even say if how he would have done. I would like to have seen it,
Yeah,
but
I feel like maybe Punk would have played more better. I don't know how to say it. I feel like Do also like pushes him, you know what I mean? And the fact that he wasn't there, maybe he just caught off guard. Also, Nemo was hot coming from last chance qualifier. There's a whole bunch of factors that went into it, but at the end of the day, if you're number one, you got to beat everybody. To
yeah,
be number one, you got to beat everybody.
like you supposed to be the best. That's just like if we go to fucking if we go to Evo and like Sonic Fox just gets scrubbed out in like Injustice, like what?
Well, technically, he didn't win injustice last year.
But I
'Cause
know, but I know
he lost.
he didn't get wrecked
He
in the
lost
first
to
round, the top 32.
no, he didn't. He lost. I think he lost to the what was it, Slayer, and the black Adam Mirror.
Sounds about right. But it's like that because people were like, when you're the guy, and I don't remember right now if like international players were saying this, but there are a lot of people saying like, prepping specifically for Punk because he was the best player in
Exactly.
the world at the
They were
time, and
most
then
studied.
it's like when you get to that, like you have to fucking perform. Like you got to do what
Exactly.
you got to do to stay on top, and I don't feel like he's on top right now, or he
Or
hasn't
or
been for a
say
while.
oh fucking Rashid, man, nerf Rashid. Like, come on, Teeth, you're better than this.
It's like like I mean I have my gripes with fucking Guile, but that's because I play Sakura. Um, like you have I don't have like I can't just call up Knuckle Dude like, hey, can you help me with this matchup? Like I don't have those resources to do that.
Yeah.
Like he has the resources to be like I can't think of nobody in America that plays Rashid right now. But you can
Yeah, but
just
still,
you can just call
regardless is a
those,
fact.
yeah, you can call those guys up and be like, hey, help me with this matchup. Like you can play against the best people in the world because you are the best in the world, so they want to play with you.
Exactly.
So it's not like you can say like, oh, this needs to be nerfed. Like, yes, he's strong, but it doesn't need to be fucking nerfed. You just need to get better. You're supposed to
hmm
be the best in the world. This shouldn't be an obstacle to you. Just picking up.
I feel like it's the same thing that happens when people win too much. They get complacent. They're like, I ain't nobody gonna beat me.
For real, and I think that's what happened. It's like, hey, I'm the best. I don't have to work hard anymore. And now you are not looking like the best right now, so I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, so I guess we'll see. Was it in 2 weeks? Next week, final round.
Yep. 2 weeks. Next weekend? I don't remember. It's a while. It's a
It's
little
not
bit.
this weekend. I
It's the
think it
weekend
is next
after.
weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Moving on to League of Legends, week 6. No, week 7 finished last weekend. I'm all confused with weeks. So that
Cause,
means
cause it's
now
like, cause there's like
there's only
90 like esports going on. They all have like different breakups of how to keep track of
exactly.
shit.
So it's hard for me to keep track. I
It's
apologize.
like league is
Well,
in
it's
league.
not always factual, okay?
League.
It's just
It's
so. Anyway,
league is in
week
weeks.
7.
Overwatch is in stages.
Oh man, fucking Call of Duty's in stages and divisions and weeks. Like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, god damn.
Like pick one, damn it.
Exactly. Stick to the same script, bro. Alright. So, with the conclusion of week 7, there's only 4 more games left for each team to solidify the spots for playoffs.
Echo Fox is in playoffs. That's all we need to know.
Echo Fox, I think, is guaranteed to buy. Actually, no, I lie. Because they lost to Golden Guardians this week. But they're still guaranteed the top finish. They're in the playoffs for sure. CLG was in last place, and typical Counter Logic Gaming's fashion, their next match was Cloud9. It was basically do or die match, and they came back from a 10K deficit and won the game. And so that set up to next week, the next day, where they had to face Team Liquid, another like tough opponent. I think they beat them the last time they played. I'm not entirely sure,
All right.
but Team Liquid is kind of like iffy at the if they're behind after 20 minutes, they're 0-5, 0-6 now, I think. Yeah, 0-6. So they have to have a lead, otherwise they lose. CLG won that game, so right now they had to win 6 straight to even have a chance at making playoffs. Because even if they win 6 straight, doesn't mean that they'll be guaranteed playoffs, because that means a lot of other teams one of the teams has to start losing
Right.
as well. Because they're now 7th, but they still have to win out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And 100 it's looking like most likely right now the playoff picture is going to be Echo Fox, Cloud9, Clutch Gaming, 100 Thieves, Team Liquid, TSM with CLG and the outside of and sitting at 7th, like I said. And if Team Liquid or TSM start slipping up, or even 100 Thieves, because they have 6 losses, they just shit the bed the last 2 weeks, CLG could sneak into one of those spots. But the other 3, Echo Fox, Cloud9, Clutch, they're fighting for the playoff bye. So Echo
Right.
Fox has one L above Cloud9, but even if they tied, I think Echo Fox holds the tiebreaker because Echo Fox beat them twice.
Mm.
So they would have to lose twice. I mean, 3. Oh yeah, twice. I have 2 L's, not tied, but 1 more L than them. But I think with the way the schedule's set up, I don't really have the schedule in front of me to know. But I think Echo Fox. Oh, Echo Fox plays CLG. Echo Fox schedule looks like they'll be top 2.
Cause them Fox boys.
They put in the work, so they get to reap the benefits of if they have an easy schedule. They can't sleep on any team with the best of 1 format and 8.4 being live. The patch, CLG like a new fresh breath of air just went into their lungs because let me tell you, that bannered Baron minion is fucking OP, bro.
Just out here
That
taking
shit
taking
is
towers.
ridiculous.
Out here taking towers solo.
Yes. You don't even have to. You just have to protect it. Make sure they don't hit it. And it can't be a mage user to hit it because it negates the damage. It has to be an AD or something. And if an AD walks into that range, he gone. So basically, it's just so stupid. But they have that thing, the dematerializer.
Right.
So you could save that for the end of towards the end of the game, where that's crucial. Or maybe just in a specific fight, you want to dematerialize this minion so that the aggro starts going on to them when they're tower diving instead of the minions at first.
Like that's rough to hold on to. Well, I guess their games don't last as long by the time they get to that point. Because I'm thinking like if you have the dematerializer, that's 1 less item slot you have.
Is that item slot? I thought it was just like
No, the dematerializer is an item you get. So like just
I don't really know too much about it, but I know that the pros use it a lot.
yeah, because I mean just to hold it to late game is like
Oh,
and it doesn't you can't use it for other items, so that might hurt your inventory.
yeah. Oh, and the other thing that was big in 8.4, no tracker's knife. R.I.P. Lee Sin.
Yeah, like
Because you can't build Sightstone anymore, and there's no tracker knife.
It's like
How the fuck is he gonna be able to generate wars without the warning trinket?
Well, I've been playing jungle like with like jungle is a very different place without that tracker's knife. I'll tell you that much. Like you don't know.
It's a lot darker. It's a lot darker.
You don't know anything at all, but it works both ways. So it's like if you don't it makes the threat of the invade like worse, because it's like especially like right now Warwick is OP, right? Pretty much if your jungler is Warwick, you're probably going to win unless your team is really that bad. But Warwick is OP. So one game I was going for Warwick, I got sniped, and I was like, oh well, I don't know who to fight. I don't know who I can play that can actually fight Warwick, because as you know, it's hard to kill him because he has that life gen, and he he has life steal, and he attacks faster the lower your health is. So I'm like, I don't even know. Because I know it's gonna happen.
Exactly.
I don't know who I can play, so I ended up picking a Mumu, and I went pretty good in the 1v1s. But like that shit is scary. Like when I see somebody pick Kane, I'm like, well, this is not gonna be fun because they're gonna be just all in their jungle, just killing you and taking your stuff. So it's like it forces you to be a lot more aware in the jungle and buy a lot of control wards because yellow trinket
Yeah,
doesn't really help.
exactly. Um,
But I was
but
actually thinking, I couldn't think of anybody off the top of my head. I was like, there has to be like some jungler that has a mechanic that leaves stuff on the map so you can at least like keep track, like Rek'Sai tunnels. It's
yeah,
like if I put a Rek'Sai tunnel in there and the opposing junglers like Raptors, if the junglers go on like, oh well, they're in Raptors, things like that. But that would that would be the only thing that will make a jungler, I guess, more OP right now because you'd have more control over the map.
yeah. Um, I don't really know. Like Warwick is just a solo queue champion. To be honest with you, all you need is CC,
Yeah.
and he's dead. It's the same thing like that makes Master Yi OP in low elo is that he nobody CC chased him properly, and then he's able to do the damage that is required to kill.
Mhm.
And then since he resets every time he kills with Alpha Strike, that doesn't help either. What else was I gonna say about League? Oh, I was just gonna say I haven't really been playing too much League. Currently, I will start playing probably starting next week and start grinding my way to where I want to be in solo duo queue and also flex queue, so that way I get the chromas for next year.
Well, if you
I'm
stop
mad
playing,
that I missed out.
if you stop playing Lucian Top and queuing ADC, you might get one of those challenger jackets.
I don't know, man. Lucian top though, man. Yeah, your Echo Fox boys do it, so I can do it.
Well, they also lost to Optic or whoever they lost to. So there you go. They
But they
lost to
didn't
the
lose
Golden
because of
Guardian.
Lucian top.
I'm pretty sure they did. I don't care what you say. They lost because they picked Lucian Top.
Oh man. And yeah, so that's about it. The matches this weekend should be interesting because there's a lot of playoff seed implications. I would say because the only team that's like I said again, that's vying to break into like sneak into playoffs is CLG, but that depends on the losses and wins. But either way, it'll be fun to watch some league because bottom half of the teams, it's not like last year where it was relegation. So they'll try to not dethrone, but like deter where somebody would be instead of
The
being first,
upsets.
second. Um, yeah. My matches are always not always CLG, but I always make sure I catch the CLG games, whether it's the VOD review, like the highlights, or watching the whole thing.
So well, they know what's good in this podcast. If we talk about League, we're going to tell you to watch CLG and Echo Fox.
Yeah, like I said, my pick'ems. I always choose them, even if they do me wrong. I always have to pick them.
Well, remember, don't forget where that got me when we were doing Fantasy League.
That sure was funny. We should do it again.
No, we're not doing that.
Um,
Play of the game.
we're done with League, but don't forget the Overwatch League is still going on. I think it's week 3 of stage 2 now. And there's not really much anything crazy to talk about that's been going on in Overwatch League. It's just the same old stuff. It's always fun to watch. You actually now, for watching, get points so you could get the Overwatch League skins
Yeah, jokers might want to
for
get on
free.
top.
You know,
They might want to get on top of that because I got like 3 skins already just from watching.
Same here. You don't even really gotta watch it. All you gotta do is have it on a tab.
Life hacks right
Life
there.
hacks by Pulp Fiction. All right, you heard it here first.
But you should
It's
watch
like
it.
that-
You should watch it anyway because it's dope.
Yeah, it's like that guy who was streaming the UFC on Twitch and pretended to play. Oh man, that guy was a genius. But then they took his videos down. And that wraps it up for this week on Pulp Fiction Podcast. Until next time, goodbye.